Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Damon, and welcome to TorelTalk. With me, I've got co-host Corey and our guest host for today, Friend, or Bennett, how you say it.
So, TorelTalk is our new podcast, basically going over
Hey, how's
tech
it going,
news,
guys? My name's
Toro
Damon,
news,
and welcome
and gaming
to
news.
TorelTalk. With me,
Today's
I've got...
topics include Overwatch cheater, Bossland getting fined a large amount of money. PETA sends Nintendo an interesting letter. NVIDIA releases their new graphics card, and YouTube ads have a big issue. We're also going to talk about some other news in Torel and a new announcement from the community. So let's start off here with the Overwatch cheater, the cheating company.
Last summer, Blizzard filed a lawsuit against the German cheat program maker Bossland for copyright infringement, unfair competition, and violation of DMCA's anti-circumvention provision. Overwatch developer was seeking upwards of $8.5 million in damage despite Bossland's resistance, and it now appears that a California court has ordered the latter to pay $8.6 million. As reported by Tort Freak, Blizzard argued that Bossland had reverse engineered and otherwise altered its games without permission. So I mean,
this is like huge though. Like $8.5 million is what they're seeking. What even? Like, I'm looking at Bossland's website. Like, they make so many different cheats. Like, holy crap.
and so I guess that's why it's different, because Bossland is a cheat maker and not just like your average cheater and you get banned from Overwatch. Oh, you've got to get a new account. Boo-hoo, This is like proper distribution of cheats.
What I want to add to that, you cheat in Overwatch, you're basically done. Like, you get caught, you're done. Blizzard is IP banning people though, from what I've recently remember hearing. Like, that is huge.
It's kind of crazy.
Actually,
IP ban. I didn't know they were IP banning people. I don't follow Overwatch very much, but that's
a lot of Korean players have been IP banned. Actually, the issue with it though is like the Asian culture. They have internet cafes or gaming cafes. You just sit down, log in. So like IP banning those, it's issues. But I'm looking on their website. On Bossman's website, they say there's two cases. The one they lost, and then they say they partially won another one. They don't put much more news into that or describe it more. So we'll have to see.
Well, yeah, it's because I suppose as a cheat producing company, you don't really want your purchasers to see you in any kind of negative legal action, and so it's sort of like damage control. They're trying to do a bit of damage control, but I mean it's out here for anyone who reads PC Gamer, at least knows about it. I'm pretty sure that it was trending on Facebook not too long ago. So
yeah, I saw this earlier this week actually.
Yeah.
Looking at some of their other products, they literally made a cheat to farm Pokemon Go. It's called Poke Farmer. And the worst part about that, it's a paid subscription.
And that properly leads me to believe that they probably make more than $8.6 million. And so it's not like they're going to go broke or anything.
Yeah.
But 8.6 million. That's quite a lot of money.
I'm trying to find exactly what the Overwatch cheat was. It's probably been removed from their site. Uh, I see a few that make. I'm pretty sure I know what games they're from. I just don't know exactly. Like Hearth Buddy. I feel like that's a Hearthstone cheat. Looking at the image, it is a Hearthstone cheat. Yeah, it is.
So yeah, what's your take on this, Benet? That's, I mean, I know you're a big cheater, right?
No, no, I'm not. I mean, I do play, I guess, a decent amount of Overwatch. I think what it comes down to is that Blizzard is trying to make an example of this, right? As I think they're trying to do it as a deterrent, so that people don't cheat and people don't create cheats for the game. They want to make an example out of this guy. Pretty much it's make cheats for our game. We're gonna sue you for a lot of money. I think that's what it really comes down to,
Yeah.
personally.
I just thought of something. So, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, huge cheating community there. A lot of big companies like ESEA, Faceit, Civo, they have anti-cheat clients. Vac has their own. Yeah, it's okay. The way their cheats work though are so much different than cheats for Overwatch. I would say, just from what I know about how they work, I don't think Valve could sue a lot of these companies that release cheats, like Blizzard had sued Bossland.
Well, how about the what was that whole thing with the gambling site that happened with CS:GO?
Yeah, no, CS:GO. I don't think it was just one site. It's just every gambling site, essentially.
One of them, at least one of them, got sued by Valve, right?
I'm not sure if they did. I did not hear about that. I just know that Valve released a statement on CS:GO gambling, and they were like, "We are cease and desisting all of you guys. Like,
But that might have been it.
please stop."
Yeah, I know they cracked down on it because I think there was like a streamer that was affiliated with one of them or something.
A lot of streamers were
A
affiliated
lot of
with
them.
CS:GO skin trading sites.
Gotcha.
A lot of them nowadays are associated with like case opening sites, which I still find I would consider that gambling still, but that's apparently not gambling.
I mean, so do you agree or disagree with the stand that Blizzard is taking against Bossland?
Well, I'd say probably not. While generally it's a good idea to be strict on cheaters, and I'd say they're generally pretty strict. Overwatch is it's a paid game. It's not exactly the cheapest game out there. It runs
not at all.
starting at $40. And so if you get banned from it, you have to buy another game essentially, if you want to keep playing. So I'd say that's a pretty big deterrent in itself. But the whole angle they're taking, where this is some sort of copyright infringement, I think that might be a little extreme.
I don't know. I still go with the fact that Overwatch is their IP. They own everything having to do with it. If you're gonna try and mess with it in any way, you're basically messing with their property. So, I like what they did. I just can't get over the money, the amount of money.
What do you think? What do you think about it in terms of, like, so let's say they're suing them for copyright infringement for making a cheat for the game. What kind of precedent do you think that sets for like modding games?
That's a completely different story. Like modding games, if games like okay, Overwatch does not like they do not allow mods in Overwatch.
Right.
That's a thing. Other games like Minecraft allow mods. They allow
I don't
plugins.
think Minecraft originally allowed mods. I think that actually, originally Minecraft, if you modded, you were basically, you weren't supposed to modify that Minecraft.jar. And so originally modding started out as sort of like, I wouldn't say illegal, but it was pretty frowned upon to do so. And so I guess my question is, the games that don't have native mod support, what how would we go? Would you mod it a game without native mod support? And what type of legal penalties should there be if you disagree that you shouldn't mod games without native mod support?
I don't know, like, if a developer is embracing mods, go ahead. If they're not, but there's the ability to mod the game, do it at your own risk, I would say. It depends on what the developer or who the developer is on what they'd say, what they do with mods to their game. There was a game recently that really they like wanted mods. They built mods into it since the start. I'm trying to remember what game that was.
Gary's mod.
No, the recent game, but yes, Gary's mod. That works.
But yeah, no, I understand what you're getting at, but like, I don't. So like, what is Blizzard's as a whole a stance on not even cheating, but just mods in that case? Like,
well, I classify cheats and mods as two different things. Yes, they're essentially doing somewhat of the same thing, but most mods don't give you an advantage inside the game. They help with other things. They're not like advantages. Like, I'm gonna go back to Minecraft here. Minecraft mods such as I'm gonna use a mod pack actually here. Like Volts. They add stuff to the game. They add content. But cheats like Kill Aura in Minecraft help in PvP situations. So you're gaining an advantage in the PvP situation, but in mods or with Volts, you're just adding more content. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, I guess what I was trying to like get at with the question was just like, if Blizzard wins this lawsuit, does that set a strange precedent for, let's say there's a future game and the developer that comes out and the developer is not friendly to, people modifying their game. If like Blizzard wins their suit, does that maybe give them leverage to sue people for in the future for modifying games?
I don't think it's an if anymore, because the precedence has been set. They did in fact win the suit.
Oh, they did win.
They
did. Sorry.
Yeah.
And so I guess perhaps maybe it would. I'm not too keen. I don't think, honestly, cheaters are going to cheat regardless. Okay.
Yeah. They never stop.
Once they've decided that they're cheating, they're going to cheat. There's no deterring them. But like, I'm not sure.
I feel like it'll set something, thinking about it, but still there's a line between mods and cheats, which that's when it comes to a court case, that's what the court's gonna really have to look at. Is this modifying the game, adding something to it, changing something that people didn't actually like about it, or is this giving the player an advantage in terms of a multiplayer advantage?
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I understand that, I suppose.
I do want to point out that Bossland's site, the maker of that cheat, it still stands. I think it was. I read that in the UK, I think if you go to Bossland's site, it redirects you somewhere. They don't allow you to visit it anymore. Yeah, it's in the same PC Gamer article. If you scroll down towards the bottom,
I got you.
It's a statement from the BBC. So yeah.
Okay.
Says that the website is still active and still boasting the tagline, "Botting is not against any law."
Well, so I mean, like, what do you what do you think about botting then? I mean, do you consider it a form of cheating?
As I said before, modding is adding content usually, or changing something a majority of people didn't like about the game. So, modding is perfectly legal to me.
Would botting be copyright infringement?
I don't even think botting, depending on how you go about making a bot, I don't even think botting is like modifying any game files. I think that's just changing the way your computer senses things and making the computer play for you instead of playing yourself. Which, in my opinion, is cheating, but I don't think it's copyright infringement.
Right, that's what I'm inclined to say.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little bit similar in that way. If I'm actually hold on, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, okay, botting. Okay, yeah, having the computer play for you is, I would say, in a sense, cheating. I had first I thought you guys said modding is not against the law, against any law, but I read it again and it does say botting. I'm like, what?
Right.
Yeah. So he's right. It's not against the law. And I definitely don't think it's copyright infringement, especially if you didn't modify any game files. But I don't know. I guess. Courts, it is what it is, I suppose. I'm not saying that they're right for creating the cheat. I just don't think it's copyright infringement.
Okay.
So move on to PETA taking aim at Nintendo for 1-2 Switch's milking minigame.
I have personally not played this game. I've seen people play it. PETA is just so uptight with, like, they only want certain things. They want realism. And this is a fun game, like a party game. They're not going to get realism in it. Like, this is how I imagine most people would say milking a cow goes that haven't milked a cow for themselves.
I think, right, they brought him to task for quote unquote sugarcoating the subject of milking cows, obviously. And so milking, but I don't think for a mini game, for a game inside of a game.
Yeah.
To I think it's kind of silly, right? The people for ethical treatment of animals, it's cool. I understand, you don't want chickens to be beheaded, or you want the beheading of chickens to be taken seriously, but it's a game for game enthusiasts and kids. Why would you go through something so complex to make a game about milking a cow?
I don't know. I want to point something out here on the actual letter that Nintendo received, which we have a picture of. Not sure if this is the actual thing. I mean, it has their headline, all their locations, their website, their email. But to quote, our staffers and activists have recently been playing the cow milking minigame for the Nintendo Switch and realized that you've taken all the cruelty out of milking, which I guess you don't like. The only way cows produce milk is when they're pregnant. That's how any mammal produces milk that I currently know of. I don't. There might be a way. Who knows? It's 2017. They go on, we have more than 35 years of experience investigating dairy farms where cows were exploited for their milk, and it's never that pleasant for these animals. And then what they say, what is written right here, really gets me. Can we have some realism here, please? Like, why do you want realism in a video game? Like,
Made for children.
especially a mini game.
Yeah, I don't know. I tend not to. I tend not to bother. I don't say bother. That's not the correct term. I tend not to try to impede on other people's rights to think what they want to think about certain things. But for a video game, and as like someone who has tried developing video games, you know, there is a certain demographic you're trying to serve to. And it's either fun or nobody's going to play it.
Right.
And I don't think you can, like, adding cruelty to a game that's made for enthusiasts and children. I don't think that that's a good way to market your game.
That would also never get licensed by Nintendo.
At all.
With what their games are, like what Nintendo puts on their consoles, that would never pass from them.
Right, you're never gonna see like Tyson Chicken Factory on Nintendo. Tyson Chicken Factory Simulator.
Don't get me started.
I'd love to play that game on PC though. Just bring it right on over. I'll buy it. One copy. $60. I'll buy it.
Giving it away on the next stream.
Tyson Chicken Factory Simulator 2017. That's right.
Oh God. I don't know if I have much more to say. Like, it's just really stupid what they're trying to do. What that letter is just entailing. Like, personally, I don't think most people really care how their milk comes from or where their milk comes from, as long as it's from a cow or from a goat or almond milk.
I mean, I think that's what they're trying to do. Is they want people to know that
they want people to know, but like, frankly, I don't feel like
I don't think targeting a video game is the way to do that.
Yeah,
right.
Like, there's still a lot of farms also, like actual farms that don't do that. I bet you, like that don't use automatic milkers and milk by hand, but still.
We'll have to ask Mickey.
Yeah, we can ask our other staff member. Is that all for that topic?
Here it is. Yes. On to the next one. The NVIDIA Titan XP, less than 6 months away from the release of the original.
Well, not the original. What we actually call the Titan XP. I don't have much to say about this. I can't get the specs for the original Titan X with the Pascal architecture. Every time I look up Titan X, I get the old one from 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be a short topic. Basically, it's going to be a rant here. So yeah, 2016, the Pascal architecture launches. 1050, 1060, 1070, 1080, Titan X. At that time, everyone called it the Titan XP. X and P were both capital. This card launched at $12,000, not $12,000, which is typical for the Titan line because that's what it originally was back in 2015. Fast forward a few months, the GTX 1080 Ti launches. The same performance as the Titan X, but for a few $100s less. It was like $700 when it launched, which it still is now.
The 1080 Ti?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're basically, at that point, you're ripping people off for about $500 right there for two cards of the same, basically the same performance. One other note, NVIDIA never marketed the Titan X as a gaming card. They marketed it as a what's the word? What's the term? A researching card, basically.
Yeah, for like professional use.
Yeah. So there's that. And then earlier this week, a lot of tech YouTubers and tech companies received an email from NVIDIA. Actually, I feel like anyone on the emailing list actually received this letter saying that the brand new Titan is here, the Titan XP, capital X, lowercase p. The only difference between the Titans now and the 1080 is, I'm pretty sure, how many CUDA cores they have. Yes, that gives more performance. We don't actually know yet, assuming it should. But it's also, again, $1,200 for supposedly more performance than the 1080 Ti. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Welcome to the tech industry. Like cell phones, computers, graphics cards, processors. I don't know. It's like even I remember when I first met Bennett, right? He was talking about he was getting his OnePlus, right? He was really excited for it. I guess maybe he was waiting for release, but like literally, I don't know, was it a few weeks after he
like
received it?
Yeah, actually it was a few weeks.
It was a few weeks after he received it. The OnePlus, I don't remember the model.
It's the 3T.
OnePlus 3T, right? And so
Weird
that
name.
came out like 3 weeks after he ordered it, right? And I guess he felt kind of upset, but at the same, I mean, you kind of gotta get a deal. Like if you're always going to try and get the best card, if you've got the money to do it, you probably got the money to buy another card in 6 months anyway. So,
well, depends. Like, there are some people that save for these cards, and then there are businesses that, yes, they have the money, but it's all based on, do they think they actually need it? I did find the word that they used. It's a deep learning card. So basically used for researching things that across multiple computers spread around the world instead of on a supercomputer. I actually just did find the stats. So the RAM is still the same. But your RAM is also running at 11.4 gigabytes per second instead of 10. And your base clock, no, where is that? Oh, I can't find it on the new one. Basically, CUDA cores. Yeah. They've added about 300 more CUDA cores and up the base clock by 200 megahertz. So instead of 1.4, gigahertz, you're running at 1.6. Like, that is a decent bit of performance increase right there.
I mean, if you buy a graphics card, if you buy one that, you know, is just coming out, you know, you save up, let's say you buy it on opening day, I think you've still got at least a good 3 to 4 years of that graphics card before you have to go and buy another to keep up with, you know, how graphics go. And so whilst I can see why people are upset about them releasing another card, honestly, because you're going to have performance regardless. And I understand everybody wants to run at 4K Ultra all the time. But I mean, you were impatient, I suppose, is what I guess what I'm saying, right? You got to make compromises. And if you're one of those people who save for it, you know, if it's not on opening day, just wait a little bit. I mean, if you buy it on opening day, I don't know. I don't know about NVIDIA very much and how their releasing schedule works. It seems kind of like, it seems kind of normal to me, honestly.
Basically, they release their new cards once a year, and then like midway through the year, they'll release like the TI version of the top card. I don't actually know that the 1050 worked. Like, they had the 1050 Ti. I don't know if there's a release side by side or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. What's your take on it, Bennett?
I mean, yeah, you know, you mentioned the thing about the phone, and you know, I'd say it's a bit frustrating, but it's not really something that you can avoid. And you know, it's if you want to get the most out of your, you know, your card or whatever piece of tech it may be, you know, you should probably try to purchase the product when it releases, so you can, you know, get the most out of it before something new comes out. And you know, it's true what you said earlier about, you know, just because something new comes out doesn't mean what you have is any worse. I mean, my last graphics card, I think I used for about 4 years until I upgraded to a new one. I mean, they're definitely, I would say probably a good time to upgrade would be when you start having difficulty running like new games that come out. You know, as games, you know, become more and more graphics intensive, you know, if the latest game that you really want comes out and your card runs it fine, you know, you can still play it on high without any issues, then you probably don't even need the latest card. To be honest, but yeah, generally it's like a 6 month. Already they have a 6 month release schedule on the top end cards. I guess it's, if you're really that particular about it, it's probably best to time your purchases around that 6 month schedule.
Yeah. Speaking of the 6 month schedule, there's a few more months until they're supposedly they should be releasing the next line. Any thoughts on if they're actually going to keep going upwards? So it's going to be the 1100 series.
I mean, that's my guess, but I guess it's not really. It's hard to know whether until they release any, you know, details about.
If they could pull an Xbox and do like the NVIDIA one.
They're just gonna go to, yeah. You're gonna have the 18.
Yeah.
You can have the 18 Ti.
Oh my god.
They're just gonna go to they're gonna move to two digit card numbers now.
I guess the only reason they're not 2-digit already is because they have to include like the card clock speed on the end.
Yeah.
I guess they don't have to, but they do.
They
Anyway.
used to use 4 digits, I believe, before they switched to this current system.
I don't know. I don't remember. But people were saying that like they're thinking it's gonna come out January 2018, and I'm just kind of like, if I know them from what they have done, like it's gonna be out later this year.
Yeah,
People are
generally
also
the
speculating the naming's gonna be a Pascal refresh. The 20,000, the 2,100. I can't talk. The 2000 series.
Oh, I mean that's so. Guess
I
it's a
find
part.
I'd find that really weird.
It would be a bit considering it, went up through triple digits. Kind of skip over from like 1,000 to 2,000.
Yeah.
Might be, yeah, it's a little strange. Probably not necessary. Most people just, and already assume the bigger the number, the better, right? So an 1100 series card is going to be better than a 1000 series.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big one. I'm gonna skip over that one that's in the article. This one, I'm skipping over that one. Oh, seems kind of boring.
Which one?
That one you're on now. Yeah, that one.
Why?
It's boring.
It has more stuff than the other one. But next article. YouTube end of last month had some issues with advertisers. Basically, just a quick little synopsis here. Companies pulled their ads from videos or from YouTube's AdSense program. Because their ads were being run on videos posted by extremists or hate groups. And you really don't want your company's image being projected side by side with that type of stuff. So, what do you think about it, Damon?
I think that, I mean, if you're gonna advertise on YouTube, I heard there's usually like categories that you put your like advertisements in.
Yeah.
Groups that really fall under a category on YouTube. So, I mean, maybe they should add like a hate group category that you can put your ads in if you feel like you should advertise next to a hate group category.
I think the way the advertising goes for advertisers, they select certain groups of videos they want their add on. They added more of these groups that they could select from. Basically, it just takes videos that the algorithm thinks are in the same group. So I think there was a group recently that they actually added was something about politics. Like if you don't want your ad on politics videos, you don't have to select that group. I don't know. I remember hearing something from some YouTuber saying that YouTube told them that if there was any spikes or any differences in their AdSense revenue, basically it was because of them working out their new system for deploying advertisements on videos, and that it should be back to normal here in a few months. Which I don't like. Depending on some channels, that could break them for a month or two. Like some people are heavily defiant or reliant on the AdSense revenue, while some others get revenue from other sources.
The way I look at it is, without these people that want to advertise on YouTube, there is no ad revenue. And so you got to deal with it, right? If YouTube is trying to make it better for advertisers to advertise, you kind of, if you want the ad revenue, you've kind of got to ride along for it. You got to ride along because it's honestly meh. Like, there's nothing you can really do or say that might save that ad revenue for that month or two. Because if it's not fixed, then it's not just going to be a month or two that you're out of that ad revenue. It's going to be several months or two, or several months, like maybe a very long time, or possibly even permanently. So it's better they fix the issue and you have issues now and not later than them not fixing the issue at all and now you're suddenly out of ad revenue.
Yeah. Some of the I just want to point out some of the companies that pulled their ads. AT&T, Verizon, or AT&T, Verizon are among the big ones here. Let's see. GSK, Pepsi, Walmart, Johnson and Johnson, Enterprise, all of them pulled their ads. So a lot of big name companies are now gone for a decent bit of time until they feel like YouTube has fixed their system properly enough.
That's pretty damaging.
Yeah. Then again, I don't see these ads anyways, because YouTube Red, but I don't know.
It's not an ad service. We shouldn't advertise YouTube Red. We're not getting paid for this.
Oh well. People use it if they want it, but yeah. I never saw those ads anyways before I had it though, so I didn't know they were advertising on there, really. I saw a lot more personalized like gaming content on the stuff that I watched.
So, what's your take on it, Bennett?
I mean, probably the only way it's really gonna be they're gonna be able to solve this issue, you know, if YouTube, I guess if YouTube actually had to, you know, manually approve every video that was,
which they never do.
Right, that, you know, every video that gets monetized, like they'd have to have people go through and check all those, because otherwise there's not really going to be any way to stop it. You know, people who are uploading videos can always give it misleading titles. They can miscategorize it. It's there's not really any way to stop that unless it's manually reviewed. And but you know, if they have all these big advertisers pulling out of the Google ad system, they might be forced to do it, because you know their system might not be sustainable anymore. If that's what it takes to keep people using it, their advertising platform, they might be forced to do it.
Yeah. The way I feel like YouTube does this in terms of their ads is they look at the title, they look at the description. I think they also look at what the owner of the content sent it as. So all of that could be misleading. I don't know if their algorithm actually looks through the video itself, like quickly.
It might look at what the transcript of the video is, because you know how some videos
automatically
encode the captions.
So they might look at that, but someone from YouTube had said that their improved software used to look at their videos is 5 times more likely, or 5 times more able to catch videos that advertisers don't want to advertise on. So we'll see at that. I know videos that get flagged by a user will go under review from an actual person that works for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that. Other than that, I don't know. Like, we're not at a point where we're making money from AdSense, so it doesn't really matter to us.
I think, you know, you should be doing YouTube for fun anyway. Like, that's just my honest opinion. If you're doing YouTube, you need to be doing it for fun. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting yourself. You could be elsewhere doing something for fun.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that do this, and that's their job. they're really good at what they do. There's a lot of them that also they do this as their job, but their money isn't directly coming from YouTube. A lot of them are coming from outside sources, so their job is more secure. Basically, the AdSense program, like anyone that uses direct AdSense, that's who this is really affecting, I feel.
Mm-hmm. If you have time, what's the current time frame on the thing?
Right now it's 6:52. We have about an hour left. Not an hour, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah. I think we're good. We're beyond the half-hour mark.
Yeah. We were shooting for about a half hour to an hour for this first episode. So I think we're done with that news. You guys want to start talking about Toro a little bit more?
Mm-hmm.
I know I can let you just do this, Damon. Like, it's all you.
I love talking. Why are you letting me do this? I'm gonna go on forever. All right. For those of you who don't know what Torel is, I don't know why you're here. That's a joke. You know, we do a lot of gaming and gaming tournaments. You know, we missed our tournament last month for reasons undisclosed. This month we're aiming for a Paladins tournament. And in May, I know there's going to be like a sweet ass Uno tournament with perhaps some monetary prizes. So you guys definitely check that out. The main part I want to focus on right now is our newest addition to Torel. It's called TorelCraft. It's a Minecraft server put together by Corey. He wanted to do a Minecraft server, and he's getting it on a roll. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of him. But we're not expecting that to be up for what another.
Yeah, I don't have an official release date until June 1st. Like
June 1st.
Getting permissions, plugins set, everything working together smoothly, stuff built. That's gonna take a bit of time.
All right.
We're still looking for a builder for some certain things inside the worlds.
You know what I think would be cool is when we're doing this Torel news segment of the podcast, we just put up like an image of the progress so far, images, plural, of the progress so far of what we've done. And I think that'd be an awesome thing to show out, like maybe a slideshow, if that's not too much.
That'd work.
Other than that, I mean, come join. I mean, like if you're not already in Torel, you should be, because we got a casino. You can gamble. Like what other site besides CS:GO Big or like all those other CS:GO gambling sites allows you to gamble with money that you didn't even earn?
Those sites don't even exist anymore, so
we're the only place to gamble now. So you just come on down. You don't even have to pay anything. It's like for fun. And then if you get enough gambling currency, if you gamble enough, you can have like some free products. So yeah, just come on down, like check us out, follow us on Twitter, add us on, like us on Facebook rather. What's our other platforms? Do we have any other?
YouTube.
I don't think we have LinkedIn.
Twitch.
YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Don't subscribe on Twitch yet. Like subscribe next stream so that I can have the dolphin noise ready for you guys. Other than that, you guys got anything else before I like do the sign off thing?
Not really.
No,
I don't believe so.
For Bennett and Corey, this is Damon with TorelTalk. We're signing off. Good night.